Alright, here we have an FS40C. Says it's having trouble with the recoil. This is an easy start, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try and pull it. Oh yeah, I can't get it past there. Let's go ahead and take this off and see what it looks like. Alright, first appearance, that looks pretty normal. Let's see if we can turn. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. We can't move that at all. That's a pretty big problem. Let's go ahead and take the spark plug out, see if we can see the piston. Now, on first look, it seems that piston is pretty much seized inside the cylinder. The gas looks awfully clear. I hope they didn't straight gas this. It's awfully clear. I hope you can see that. Oh, and it smells really old. So let's go ahead and take this spark plug off. And again, because it could also be hydrolock, but that's pretty solid in there. I believe for a hydrolock I would be able to turn it one way, but I'm not gonna rule nothing out. Spark plug. We can see the piston in there. I hope you can see the piston is there. And just solid, not moving. I'd say we've had a full-blown piston seizure in there, but I'm gonna get some on here and see if we can turn it over manually, just see if we can get it moving. So I'm gonna try and manually turn this over, but as I'm gripping it, we apparently have a gas leak now. I don't know where that came from or why I decided to start right now. But we got a gas leak. Let's just see if I can turn this over real quick. Oh, baby. Oh. Yeah, we're pretty tight there. Let's see if the piston's moving at all. Oh, it is, but you can... Well, I can see big scrape marks of some sort on the cylinder wall in there with the piston moving. Let's try and get this gas leak stopped, wherever that came from, and we'll move from there. Let's go ahead and get inside here. I'm not seeing an immediate sign of like, I'm leaking from right here. Oh, that smells horrible. It's got it here, coming out of here as well, so that means we got a bad tank vent there. If it's soaked like that, soaked inside here, that's a bad tank vent, not allowing the gas to flow back into there, into the air filter housing. But I think she's pretty much done anyway. Recoil is actually pretty nice and smooth, still real springy, but she's pretty locked up. Alright, so after some finagling, I sprayed some carburetor cleaner into the hole and then started turning, and now we're actually turning pretty well. And I can hear, oh, it seems like we still have compression. But now look at that. This gas smells really old. It has probably been sitting for a while, so that might have been the reason for the lockup. But now we're moving, I can move it just fine. Let's clean this gas out of here, clean up the carburetor, see if it'll fire up. Alright, so let's start by getting this gas out of here. Oh, it smells so bad. A little bit of debris in there. Oh, it smells horrible. Pretty clear too. We're gonna go ahead and take off this carburetor and get everything out of it we can, just to make sure when I put gas back in it, she's actually gonna be flowing with good gas and not any of that's really old, great smelling stuff. And of course this guy don't want to come off. Golly. Alright. Let's try and figure this out now. I'm going to use my trusty snap-on screwdriver and just lightly give it some encouragement. See if I can't get it to pop off. Oh, it's starting to come now. We're getting some movement. Not enough movement. It's like it's stuck around these threads. So I'm going to try to very lightly get that off. When all else fails, go bigger. We're going to upgrade here. I'm going to try to get as close to them threads as I can and pop it off of those threads. There it goes. It definitely is. That hole has collapsed around them threads. I'm just gonna slowly. There it is. There we go. Go ahead. Take this guy out. I hold it and bring it up to the slot. Right out just like that. It's already pretty loose. Go ahead and get off this line first, and then the gas line. Of course, the gas line. It's not going to be an easy one to get off. So I just want to kind of. There we go. Now that that's off, slides right off. We're gonna have to replace that tank vent as well, as you can see, all of the gas. I cleaned out most of it, but this tank vent is failing, and might as well go ahead and test the fuel line while we're in there. Make sure it's all, if they feel good, still real good and squishy. Let's check this again. Oh, we're still moving good. So now that we got this off, we're gonna clean her off. First place I'm going is down here. Oh, screen is clear, but man, that's a horrible smell. That's unbelievably bad. Look at our diaphragm here. I don't see any holes or scratches. The diaphragm may be still good. Go ahead, hit it with that card. All of that gas out there. I like going in the hole to make sure your holes are cleared out. Right through, real quick. Little squirts. Right through the holes. Go ahead and blow that out right quick. Nice and clean. Move on to this top guy. Oh yeah, see how we have gas flow still? That diaphragm's nice. Ugh, gross. It's so gross. Go ahead, get all this cleaned up nice, blown out. We'll leave that on there. That feels right. Try to get all the gas we can out of there without breaking that. And we'll see if this can come off. I'm not going to tempt fate. I'm not going to take that off. It's working pretty well. It's moving. We're emptying out that gas in there. Good deal. So now we got our carburetor cleaned up, put back together again. Kind of just put back on there. And our return hose hooked back up to the return. I've gone ahead, hooked up my vacuum and pressure gauge into the main gas line. I have it in pressure and we're just going to pump it up to 10. It's going to take a minute to do this. It's a big tank. But we'll get her up there to 10. And that's holding on nice and strong, not moving at all. Means our fuel tank is solid, no holes, no nothing. Go ahead and set that into vacuum. We'll vacuum, get some vacuum going in there. And it releases, yes it does. Which means the tank vent is working. But if it has the innards of it fall out, the gas will come back up and out of it, which is why the air filter is wet and all that good stuff. So at least we know fuel tank's good. Now we can test the fuel line. Now I'll test that fuel line, see how we're feeling about it. Feels pretty good. We'll go ahead and take off the fuel filter. We'll undo this guy, put him back on. This is easier said than done. Now back on. Of course, we let that go back in there. Easy peasy. Get it in there all the way up. We're going to switch this back to pressure. Ooh, right up to 10. Holding just fine. Let's give it a couple presses on that carburetor. Just pushing the primer ball, and it went back down to 0. It's a little test for our carburetor, make sure it's going to prime well. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We're still loose as a goose here. There's hope. So let's get her foot wrapped back up and get the fuel filter back on after I give it a good blowout. Put some good gas in here and we'll see what happens. So with this series of tests and what we have proven and eliminated from pretty much everything we've done now, it says it came in with recoil issue. Now I'll show you real quick. 90% of the times when people say they have recoil issues with this Easy Start model, this spring right here is completely deformed and broken, and that is actually caused by yanking on the pull recoil as if it was like a normal start machine. These are designed to go very slow and you'll feel some tension. And then once you feel the tension, it'll go very slow, and then you feel the tension and you just firmly pull through it. People go in here and just yank it like they're yanking a real one that doesn't have an easy start on it. And that's the main cause, normally, of a recoil issue with these. But not in this case. Actually, before we put this back on, there's one more thing I do want to check. We always should check that guy. From the outside of it looking, it doesn't look so good. So let's check this exhaust screen real quick. I'm sure this is going to be in here solid. Yep. We got it to come out. Let's just have a peek. Just a quick look to see how this looks. up and out. Oh, actually pretty clean. That's good to know. We'll just replace that right back in there and screw it back down. That's a good sign. Once we get that screwed back down in, get the recoil back on, we're gonna try this out. All right, we got our cover back on, spark arresters back in, spark plugs on, chokes on. We got our kill switch working right. Let's see if we can get her to prime, and holy cow, she primed right up. Look at that. All right, there goes nothing. Now see, slow, and then push firmly through. She's not wanting to start. Turn this off. Now that's fine. Next thing we're gonna check now, we just tried to see if it would start. It's not starting. She's priming good. Let's check the spark. That's the next place I'm going. Maybe there's no spark. We'll check that out. We have our trusty spark tester here. Gonna go ahead and pop that off. Place it on. Get it in this end. All right. Put our window right so we can see it. Kill switch is on. Oh, we got spark. Got good spark. So, could also be the spark plug. Could also be the carburetor. Let's take out the spark plug, see if it's wet. Take the spark plug out, and it is wet, but it smells like that bad gas. So, we're gonna go ahead and blow this out. Turn it over a couple times. We'll blow this off. Try to get that bad gas out of there. There's still probably some residual in the carburetor. So we're just gonna pull it a few more times, see if we can get that good gas flowing through. That's our problem right now, trying to get through the bad gas. Let's give it a go. All right, I'm gonna keep the choke on. Let's see if we can get some of that good gas flowing through there. See if she'll crank over. Oh, carburetor is a little off, so we're gonna have to mess with that, but she sure enough started up. See, I wanna hear it again. Falls right on his face. Normally an easy fix. We're just gonna have to adjust the high-low end, but she fired right up. Now that went from a motor that was seized up, nothing could, you know, you're thinking it's seized up, there's nothing we can do, to now it's running, what is that, 10-15 minutes later, with the experiments and the things we did to lead us to find out what was wrong with it. The test, all that stuff worked out. So now we're just gonna adjust the carburetor, get her on the way. All right, we got our handy adjustment tool here. And from here we can see the low end is on the left, high end's on the right. Let's go ahead and see if we can get her going again. If I can even get it to idle, that would be sweet, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. No. So we'll adjust the low end. I'm gonna tighten it up just a little at first. There we go. So now that I've gotten that reaction, let's go ahead and turn up the idle just ever so slightly. It's trying. Maybe back off just a hair. And for the high side, I'm just gonna shut it off a little. Nope. We're just gonna go each way to see if that picks up. The air mixture gets more or less just right. to where it's gonna go. So we're gonna start it back up again. Nope. All right, instead of diddling with this, I'm gonna go right over here. Should have done this at the first. Where are we at? 2 and 1. Let's just go ahead and reset it to 2 and 1. All the way closed, snug. Now I like to turn this to where it's straight up. So right here, so we're gonna go 1, 2, right about there. And then this guy, oh, that was only open a little bit. And 1. Let's see. Nope, still not there. And now she won't even start with the choke on. So we do have some gunk in the carburetor. Hopefully we can work through it. It'll break up and move on out and the carburetor will work. If not, we are going to have to replace the carburetor because it'll have an internal clog. But yeah, I'm going to keep tweaking it, see if we can get it running. And just mess with it. Sometimes that's what you got to do. So I'm actually kind of glad I got that on camera. You've seen the potential. All of a sudden, primed right up. I mean, primed with no problem. Started right up on choke. We couldn't get anything out of the high end. But it ran. It sounded really good. Everything is working. It turns off. Now we're having a priming issue. Now she's not priming like she was. Now I can't get it to start back up, even half choke. I can't get it to do anything now. What probably more than likely happened is an old piece of something was inside of here, hung up, and that probably broke free, got clogged into something. The new carburetor is right around 40 bucks. It's not extremely expensive. We're gonna go ahead, make an estimate for the tank vent, new air filter, new spark plug, fuel, new carburetor, and she's actually gonna run nice. It sounded really good. Compression sounded nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and write up an estimate for this guy, send it off, and we'll come back to it if it gets approved, if not, or what they want to do with it. But now we definitely know, in conclusion, carburetor's clogged up bad from that bad smelling gas. Needs a tune-up, which is pretty much a general service, air filter, spark plug, clean the fuel system, and replace that tank vent so that all of this gas isn't coming out anymore. And she should be good to go. So whenever this gets approved or denied, we will return to it. Now we wait. All right, now that I got this all buttoned up, we're gonna put her back on the wall, make an estimate for her, and see what they want to do. All right, on to the next one.